Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Kelsey and I'm brewing up some coffee so that I have the energy to tackle my very messy kitchen. It is the time of year where we're outside as much as possible and the inside becomes kind of a mess. So today I'm going to tackle the kitchen. I love this way to sweeten my coffee, so simple, and I always have both ingredients on hand. It's nap time. Let's do this. Quick moment for the beautiful view, but also it is like 100 degrees here, so no shame in getting some housework done today. Not gonna feel guilty that we should be outside. It's too hot. First step is putting away the dry dishes that have been sitting there from the last time I was doing dishes last night. I feel like I am always behind on dishes. If you have any tips or tricks to keeping up on dishes, please let me know. But baking and cooking everything from scratch and making breakfast, lunch, and dinner for my family requires a lot of dishes. I don't know a good hack on how to cut back on those yet, but yeah, I'd love to hear from you if you have any suggestions. So here in the beginning of this video, there's just a lot of dishes being washed. I'm hand washing the ones that I like to hand wash and just trying to even make room in the sink. And then I'm gonna throw the rest into the dishwasher. I actually don't dread doing the dishes though. I just literally don't feel like I have time to do them like right after I'm done cooking. I feel like maybe that's the way to actually stay caught up on them. But after I'm done cooking, we eat, and then like we're outside or it's bedtime, and all of that. And I usually try to stay up after putting the kids to bed and getting it done. But sometimes it just doesn't happen. And last night was one of those nights. It is crazy how full the sink can get just from one day of no dishes. But anyway, I am going to turn it around and say how blessed I am to even have dishes to be washed and the ability to be able to wash them and the food to be able to cook for my family and nourish us. So I will try to have a positive spin on this to help you feel the same way. And I do enjoy doing dishes because I have been doing the Bible recap. It's by Tara Lee Cobble. It is reading the Bible in chronological order. And if you have never done it, I highly recommend it. They usually start at the beginning of the year, but you can really start it at any time. It's right on the Holy Bible app. You just download it. It's free and search for the Bible recap plan. And I understand the Bible so much better since doing this. I have now read through like 13 books of the Bible. I've never thought I could do that because it lists for each day. It gives you a couple chapters to read, and then you watch like her video, Tara Lee Cobble. She has like a YouTube video that's all right there in the Bible app, and she recaps what you just read and makes it so that you can actually understand it. And she kind of makes you understand things that happened in the past, remember it, and then like also kind of helps understand why it's important for the future, and most importantly makes you focus on God and look for God in his words, and because he's where the joy is. That's how she always ends it. If you've done it, you'll get that reference, but if you haven't, I really recommend it. And you can physically read the Bible yourself, like the words, or it can play out loud for you. So that's what I do when I'm doing the dishes, and it's so nice. Then once I'm done with my Bible recap of the day, I switch over to the Alex Clark podcast. It's called Culture Apothecary. And if you haven't checked that out as well, and you are like a crunchy conservative Christian mama, definitely check it out. She has some really great guests, really great interviews. I've learned so much. Recently, my husband actually ordered like a parasite cleanse based on one interview she had. She had this one woman on recently. It was about nagging, like having a nagging personality towards your husband and how to be more of a biblical wife. And she was wonderful. I've listened to it multiple times now to really take it in. She talked about how it is so powerful to praise and thank a man, being your husband or even your son, they respond so well to being praised and thanked. So just really focus on having a grateful heart, because when we do have all these issues, like our dishwasher breaks or whatever, it starts to get to a point that we're blaming God for all these problems, that he gave you this tough life and having all these problems. And of course, he did the opposite. He sent his one and only son to die on the cross for us. So we need to change our mindset on to be more grateful. Oh, it was just so good. She also talked about how when you're married, you can be the wind in his wings, by praising him, by showing him words of affirmation, being kind to him just in general. We are kind to strangers, but sometimes our husband can walk through the door and we don't even acknowledge him. But the quote was, I think, you can be the wind in his wings, or you can be the weight that he carries around, because he knows that he cannot please you and you will never be content. But yeah, just really love that episode. I pulled it up now just so I can get it right. It was the one that says how to nag less and let him lead. It was so good. And here I'm cleaning these trays and toys and stuff because I let my kids do one of their favorite activities, and I loved it for homeschooling and preschool because it teaches them what colors create other colors, the primary colors that create secondary colors. Sorry, should have worded that a little better. But yeah, so I only give them the primary colors of red, blue, and yellow, and then they figure out, how to make green and purple and orange. And by doing that, I put the color dye in vinegar. I should have said that, in just like little containers of vinegar. And then I put just a whole bunch of baking soda inside those tubs, those white tubs from IKEA, and give them little daubers. And then they, squirt the vinegar colors all over and the baking soda, and it fizzes up. And then they can see what colors they can create. And then eventually toys end up in it as well. But they love it. It keeps them so busy. I do have a mop that I use pretty regularly, but with these dark floors, things show up so much, and every once in a while they just require getting down on my hands and knees and scrubbing it. When I was a little girl, I literally remember being at school and then going to my grandma's house after school and seeing her. She had like knee pads actually, and she would be down scrubbing her floors, and now I totally get it. And that is what I'm using, is just Thieves. It's like the multi-purpose cleaning spray from Young Living. I use it everywhere. I love it. It's non-toxic, all good ingredients. And then I also love just sprinkling orange essential oil down because it helps loosen anything that's stuck on down there because of baby-led weaning. I feel like my son drops so much stuff on the floor under his high chair. And then I'm using an Enviro cloth, which is just like a microfiber cloth. And so I'll spray that and then throw some orange essential oil down. And it also really smells so great and clean and gives the wood a nice finish. So yeah, while I'm doing all this cleaning, I have the Bible recap going, I have Culture Apothecary going, and I also like the podcast Now That We Are a Family. It's a husband and wife who are into theology, and that's studying the Bible and relating it to marriage and to present day issues and to parenting. They also homeschool and have a whole bunch of kids. So if you haven't checked them out, I would. It's a great resource. If you have any suggestions on a great podcast or reading a book, anything, audiobook, please leave it in the comments down below. And here I am cleaning my disgusting stovetop. Just this morning I made oatmeal and it boiled over the milk, and that's why that front burner was real bad. So time to give it some TLC. Okay, this next section is just like our dumping ground. If I have something that needs to be put away and I don't have time to actually put it away, it gets put there. And so it is time to clear it off and make it look nice again, because it's just full of junk that needs to be put in its place. One thing I just showed was literally a rock. That is just your mom thing, I guess, of children, is that sometimes we just find rocks in random places. Good times. And then also I was just filling my son's wallet. He is 4, but when he was 3, we gave him a little wallet and he loves it. He loves saving money and putting it in there, but then he also loves spending it at Rural King or Farm and Home or whatever. So it's really kind of given him a sense of money and responsibility. And he was 3 when we started it, so it's not too late to do it for yours if you're feeling like they are responsible enough. I mean, he definitely doesn't know where it is the majority of the time. Me and my husband keep track of it, but when he like is taking a special trip, he thinks he's pretty cool getting to take his wallet with him. And that big pile of stuff that is on the table, that's what I've just been collecting since starting this cleaning process, of a bunch of stuff that needs to be put away where it goes. Just a big declutter. I often will do this, is get like a basket and just throw all this random stuff, toys, whatever it is, in a basket, and then when I have time, I will actually go through and put it back where it belongs. Well, since this summer has began, I have filled up so many little baskets and put them in this one closet, and my kids haven't even noticed the things that are missing now, and I've been missing all summer. So in my next video, I will be decluttering it all. So if you need some decluttering motivation, be sure to like and subscribe. Well, you don't have to like this video, but if you like it, feel free to like it. But if you want to subscribe and be around for some decluttering inspiration and motivation, definitely check out my next video. It'll be out next week, and it's going to be a big, huge declutter and reorganize. My kids basically play with Barbies, babies, Legos, Lego Duplos, Magnetiles, and tractors. So I am ready to just purge everything else. I will save some for my youngest in case he's into something, but the rest has got to go. It is just consuming our house, and I think it will be much easier to clean and keep clean if we have less things. life. My garden has been such a flop this year. It rained so much. It was so hot. I replanted things like multiple times and it still never popped up. The only thing I really was able to grow was cucumbers. The rest came from neighbors and families, the stuff that you saw earlier. But I usually grow zinnias. I have the last 2 years and I love it so much because I love having the fresh flowers on the table. It's just so simple and so beautiful. So instead of picking stuff that we grew in the garden, my daughter and I went foraging for some natural or wildflowers, and those hydrangeas are actually from our landscaping, but it's so pretty on the table, and we have so many, and it looks so great. So if you have not grown flowers in a garden, don't be discouraged to not actually just cut some out of your landscaping and put them in a vase, because it still brings joy. Thank you so much for watching and for being here. I hope this gives you some motivation to go have a very productive nap time like I did. Take care. Hi, my name is Kelsey. I live on a small farm with my husband and 2 young children. I love sharing motivational videos for cleaning, non-toxic living, baking with sourdough, gardening, homesteading, homeschooling. So if you're into these kind of things, please be sure to like and subscribe.